Hey everyone, Camille here from 88 Fitness Training. We got a special request for some TRX only exercises. So today's video is going to be all about upper body exercises using the TRX suspension system. So stay tuned. I have 5 exercises for you, but definitely stay to the end because I have a bonus. Alright y'all, so this is a TRX strap. Let's go through a couple things before we get into the workouts. Number one, safety is always key. So you want to make sure that if you're setting up the TRX suspension system, that you anchor it on something very stable that's not going to tip over. Your basic kit will come with a door strap attachment. Make sure you understand which direction you're putting that in the door, that the door has a lock so no one opens it unexpectedly on you. But a lot of times maybe you're just going to your local gym and they have one of these hanging from the jungle gym already. So in that case, how do you work that into your routine? What do you do with it? So like I mentioned, this video is going to be all upper body exercises. I have 5 exercises plus a bonus for you. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. So when training with the TRX, you can get a really great workout with just this, and that's what we're going to go through today. I always like starting with the biggest muscle groups first, so in that case, the back. So the number one exercise I would pick for this for back is going to be your inverted row. So kind of setting this up, I'm going to grab each handle, and I'm sorry, I'm going to have to face away from you guys, and then I'm going to face the anchor point here. And then I'm going to walk my feet towards the anchor. The closer to the anchor point you are, the more difficult this is. Alright, so now with a nice neutral grip, I'm going to pull my elbows back, squeezing my back at the top, releasing very slow, getting that nice deep stretch on the back. Again, pulling the elbows back to my sides and squeezing. Alright, so this is going to be your basic inverted row. If you need to make this easier, just walk your feet away from the anchor point. Now I'm higher up. You can see it's a lot easier. In fact, I lose tension on my lats because I'm standing up at this point. So definitely make it challenging on yourself. A great way to progressively overload the inverted row is just going to get even closer to the anchor point like this. Right? You're at this point pretty much pulling your entire body weight. But this is a fantastic exercise, especially if you're trying to improve pull-up performance. This inverted row is going to really help mimic that motion for you. And there's different ways you can do it. So I had the palms kind of facing in, neutral grip. We can also keep the elbows flared, and that will hit more of that upper trap and rear delt. So let me show you that variation of the row. All right, so in this case, I'm going to pull the elbows straight out to the sides. Like so, just like this. You really want to take your time. You never want any jerky motions with the TRX. Keep it nice and smooth. Come back. Definitely give it that nice squeeze at the bottom. But you can see how elbow flared is a lot different than elbows tucked. Just like this. All right, so that's exercise number 1. It's an inverted row for the back. The next exercise that we're going to do is going to be a chest press. So we're going to grab these handles. We're going to have each handle on either side of the ears here. And then we're going to come down with bent elbows and push straight up. So this is a typical pressing motion for the chest. I have it set up pretty easy here. You can see my feet are pretty close to that anchor point. We can definitely make it a lot more challenging if we need to. But this is a really great exercise too. Like maybe you can't perform a traditional push-up on the floor. Well, you can do this. It's like doing it against a wall, but a little more challenging because I'm on an angle. But a really great exercise for your chest, especially when you start getting a little more vertical with it. It gets a lot harder just like that. So let me show you the hardest kind of variation of this. You're going to take this strap on the TRX and we're going to lower it. All right. So we'll move each side. So they're a lot lower now. And so now I'm almost flat. It's a lot more challenging. I'm about to lose a shoe, y'all. Tip number 3, tie your shoes tight. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, you get the point. Great exercise. Exercise number 2, it's a push-up, kind of chest press on the TRX. Now that you've seen the 2 largest muscle groups, the back and the chest, we're going to move into the biceps. All right, so with this, it's going to be very similar to a face curl, if you know what one of those is. So we're going to grab the handle on each side, walk back to extend it. We're going to raise the elbows up, extend the arms, and then curl to our ears. All right, just like this. This is an intense bicep exercise for those peaks. If you're looking to build up bicep peaks, this is where it's at. Face curls are always pretty nasty. If you want to make this harder, because it's not hard enough as it is, walk your feet closer to that anchor point. Makes you lower to the ground. You got to pull even harder. Woo! You're not going to really be able to do that many reps like that because it's pretty intense. So I'd save that for the end. But that's exercise number 3. It's a face curl for the biceps. We did biceps. You know what's next? Triceps. Yes. All right, so we're going to grab the straps. Kind of similar position as when we were doing chest. We got the strap on either side of the head. We're going to lean forward, bending at the elbow. Get that nice deep stretch on the tricep. And then punch up just like this. This gets extremely challenging, y'all. I would really make sure that your elbows are good and warmed up. Like you wouldn't walk up to the TRX first exercise and hit this tricep extension, right? Like go ahead and hit those chest presses, push-ups, back exercises, and then do this. Make it harder. Walk yourself closer to that anchor point. You have even more tension on those triceps, and it really burns. So take your time, especially while lowering. Come up, squeeze, just like that. All right, TRX tricep extension. We've done back, we've done chest, bis and tris. What's left? Shoulders, y'all. All right, so I'm gonna show you a TRX face pull. All right, so walk on back, facing your anchor point here. We're gonna have elbows up. We're gonna pull to our face, squeezing those rear delts. Just like this. Again, we want to make it harder. We're going to walk closer to this anchor point and pull, squeezing the rear delts the entire time. All right, you're definitely going to feel this all through those shoulders. It's going to burn. All right, so I would say that's more of a beginner move. If you're intermediate to advanced, a really great exercise you can do is a face pull with some external rotation. So let me show you what that looks like. We're just gonna pull to our face, rotate back, squeezing those delts the entire time, just like this. All right, y'all. TRX face pulls for those shoulders. Thanks for sticking around to the end, everyone. I promised you a bonus, so here it is. We're gonna do some real TRX push-ups with the feet suspended. So this is a lot more challenging than that version we were doing for the chest when we started. So this is definitely for those intermediate to advanced lifters. All right, so you can do this by yourself. If you have a partner, it's a lot easier. I'm gonna attempt to do it myself, but we're gonna kneel. I'm gonna put my foot through this open sling, just like that. I'm gonna come around, tuck the other one in. It's a lot easier from kneeling, so try it that way first. All right, I'm gonna walk out and come up into my plank, like so, and then into the push-up. It's a lot more challenging because my feet are just kind of dangling here. I can't use them. I have to have a nice, tight, rigid core. Everything's gotta be in alignment, and you can really crank out these push-ups. Woo! It's definitely challenging. Be careful getting out. You don't want to trip up, get hurt. But there you go. There's our bonus move, TRX push-ups with the feet suspended. All right, there's all 6 exercises in this upper body TRX video. So I hope you've enjoyed them. Let's talk a little bit now about how do you progressively overload this and how do you work it into your workout. So even as a beginner using the TRX suspension system, you're still going to want to progressively overload if hypertrophy is your goal, gaining muscle size. So there's different ways you can do this on the TRX trainer. One would be just increasing the difficulty level, which we talked about on several of the exercises. So sometimes just walking those feet closer to the anchor point is going to make it a lot more challenging, or maybe it's walking away from the anchor point that makes it more challenging. So definitely figure out what makes it more difficult, and if you're finding that what you're doing is too easy, you definitely want to up the ante and make it challenging for yourself. Another thing you can do is just pay attention to the rep range that you're going for. 6 to 12 is going to be that good muscle building range. So if you're finding that, hey, I can't quite hit 6, well, maybe it's too difficult and you need to make it a little easier. Or if you're in that upper 10 to 12, it's probably time to make it more challenging for sure. You can also do different things where maybe you do a superset of 2 exercises together for this to make it more challenging. So you've got a lot of different options there in terms of how to make it more difficult and progress it over time. If the TRX is all you have available to you, you can absolutely get a great workout with it. But if you have an entire gym to your disposal, you're definitely going to want to work other exercises in there if hypertrophy is your goal. So a great example, so maybe we did the bicep face curls. Well, I would superset that with dumbbell hammer curls, or even with a barbell bicep curl, right? That way you can truly progressively overload. Same with the triceps. I would go in with a close grip bench press and then follow it up with those tricep extensions on the TRX. Now I get it, it's not always feasible depending on where this is located in your gym, but you can definitely bring a set of dumbbells or sometimes even a barbell over to where the TRX is hanging and get that good workout in. So, all right, y'all, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Definitely be on the lookout for its pair lower body TRX exercises, and definitely check out that total body playlist. All right, y'all, Camille, 88 Fitness Training.